If you guys are looking for fast, cheap, reliable coins for your college football 25 team, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below.
The champ is here!
Welcome back, Money Team. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the college cheese as always. In today's video, we have a pretty prominent leak that's going to show some new features coming out in College Football 26, as well as the potential cover for College Football 26, because it's been confirmed that there was a photo shoot with a lot of college football athletes and some coaches that I'm going to go into in this video. But before I do, if you guys want to see more content like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comments section. And if you guys are still playing this game and if you need more help and more money plays, you can download any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking links in the description or the top pinned comment. Now, it came out about 15 hours ago that a Instagram person by the name of Tubby CFB, formerly known as Bring NCAA Back, got a picture from somebody. He doesn't disclose who he got it from, but he says, massive leak. Similar to last year, I was sent a screenshot of a private story that shows a photo shoot, but this time for College Football 26. You can see the deluxe edition of the game showcasing several cover athletes and real coaches such as Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, and James Franklin. I believe this confirms real coaches for College Football 26, which makes a lot of sense because one of the biggest things missing from the game this year was recognizable coaches in the game. They didn't really have anything. I don't even know if they showed coaches. I don't remember if they showed fake coaches or whatnot, but there were no real coaches in the game, and a lot of people suggested that was because of the cost included. Now, in College Football 25, all they really had to pay was about $600 to the athletes that signed on for their player likeness. That's sure to go up over time, because I did do a story recently where I said that that there was a company out there that is basically trying to sign these college athletes before they go to actual EA Sports so they can basically negotiate a higher price. But in College Football 25, the athletes were only making $600 and they got a copy of the game to sign on and be in the game. And there was suggested that the coaches would want to make way more, because coaches make millions of dollars, especially in college. You might have a college coach making like $10 million or something like that. But just like last year when they showed the cover showing the back of athletes' names, it basically just confirmed that they were going to have every athlete's name or every athlete that signed on into the game, which is originally the issue, which why NCAA went away in the first place, was because they couldn't really get player rights for likeness rights. So this year, it's pretty much a guaranteed sign based on the fact that we have a photo shoot that includes a lot of coaches, including the national champion Ohio State's head coach Ryan Day, Georgia's Kirby Smart, and Penn State's James Franklin. So that's basically, and a couple other coaches as well. It's Arizona State's Kenny Dillingham, Ole Miss's Lane Kiffin, all in this photo shoot, letting people know that essentially they're going to have coaches in College Football 26. And I don't know if it's going to be all coaches, because just like we had, a lot of questions around Arch Manning, if he was going to be in the game, based on the fact that, some more prominent players would probably hold out for more money to have their likeness in the game. We saw that in Madden as well. I mean, that's why you never really saw Bill Belichick in the game. I don't know if it was based off the money he wanted or what, but we don't know if somebody like Deion Sanders is going to be in the game, or if every head coach is going to be in the game, but you're going to see more head coaches, which to me is definitely a step in the right direction. And there's also more information about some of the things that were missing in the first iterations, like coaches, that they talk about more in this article. As EA Sports Senior Vice President Daryl Holt, who had an interview with The Athletic in January, which was another article that I made a previous video about. So if you guys want to see more from that, I will have that video on screen at the end of the video as well. So you just be able to click the links and it'll take you to that, because there was some information there that was also addressed. Said that there was a lot of stuff that we couldn't get into the first year based off of the time frame, and now you're seeing that something like coaches is definitely one of the biggest things. Now, there's also a lot of young players that are also confirmed to be at this photo shoot, just like last year. Some of the more visible players are Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, who was definitely one of the best receivers in the country, and also Caleb Downs, who I thought was turning pro this year, but I may be mistaken, because the majority of these players are underclassmen. They also have Florida quarterback DJ Lagway, LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, Penn State running back Nick Singleton, who I also thought was going pro this year, but I may be mistaken once again. Alabama wide receiver Ryan Williams, who was a 17-year-old phenom, who if they were to put one athlete alone on the cover, or maybe two, I mean, like if they're going to have, we all know they're going to have multiple versions of the cover. They're suggesting that the cover version with all these athletes is going to be the deluxe version. But if I were to guess out of all these players, because if they're all at a photo shoot together, I would imagine that they're going to have a single photo shoot for the regular game. They might have like 2 or 3 athletes on it, similar to how they had last year, where they had 3 on the main cover, and then they had all of them on the the deluxe edition. But if I were to guess, Jeremiah Smith, superstar, Ryan Williams, superstar, those guys make a lot of sense to be on the single cover, and then maybe like a DJ Lagway. I don't see the quarterback from I think it was Nebraska, and Dylan Raiola, who I thought would be a really good candidate. They didn't mention him here, so I guess he wasn't invited to this. But he would be somebody, when I think of all these great underclassmen, that would make a lot of sense to be on the cover. But they also have Arizona State quarterback Sam Levitt, Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, and South Carolina edge rusher Dylan Stewart. All these guys. Dylan Stewart's another guy I could see going the cover who had a huge impact this last year, as well as Michigan true freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood. Once again, last year having Michigan running back on the cover in Edwards wasn't necessarily the biggest name, so it wouldn't surprise me if Bryce Underwood, just because of Michigan being such a followed school and such a big school, I could see him being on the cover once again, maybe alongside Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, just to show that rivalry, which is so impactful when it comes to the sport, when it comes to college football in general. You could see something like that. So it's really hard to say what the individual cover will be for the for the main game, but this is going to be what you're going to see when it comes to the cover for the extra edition, the deluxe edition. Now, I think it's also interesting that they went back to the Rose Bowl, which was, if you remember, the original reveal trailer for College Football 25 was in the Rose Bowl once again. So they're kind of going back to the roots, and that kind of follows what they were saying when they're saying that there was a lot of stuff in the game that they couldn't put in the first year, where they're going back to the Rose Bowl once again, just to show that they're kind of continuing to build from what they started. And I think that's a really cool message that they're sending, going back to that Rose Bowl every single time, just to show that it's like they're still kind of starting from the ground up. And hopefully they'll have a lot more new features. But that's pretty much all that they have, or at least all the information that we've got from these from these images. But it's still a lot of information. Now, there were also former players on the cover, including Reggie Bush, Tim Tebow, and Denard Robinson, who were all guys that were on previous covers of the game. So they might include something like a Legends cover or a Legends edition. Who knows what they're necessarily going to do with that? But there's still a lot of prominent throwbacks to some of the games of the past, by including those guys. It also has a lot of mascots, but we saw mascots in the game, so that's not necessarily something that's new. But it does say that they have fans repping the Texas flag and the Indiana flag, and also appears to be the Toledo flag. So there's something to that as well. Maybe they're going to have a little bit more improvement in the fans themselves, because I know if you're like me, we saw the same fans pretty much every single time, just wearing different colors when you get the intros. You had that same girl with like a broken arm. I don't know what was going on there. She had like the weirdest arm ever. Basically some improvements to the fan reactions and stuff like that, as people have been asking for in Madden for such a long time. But if this is some way of showing that they're going to have a little bit more going on with the fans, because the fans are such a big part of the atmosphere of college when it comes to home stadiums and stuff like that. So hopefully that's just to show that they're going to be doing a little bit more when it comes to the crowd noise and the fans and stuff like that, to make the game feel that much more immersive. I think would be a really good step in the right direction. But just like anytime you get a cover, the things that you see on the cover a lot of times indicate what they're thinking about, or where the direction of the game is going to be, just like it was last year. So hopefully these are all good signs for the game to come. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, or who you guys think will be the lone athletes on the individual cover rather than the deluxe cover, and some of the other things like the potential Legends cover like they mentioned. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And if you want to see more about the previous video that I mentioned that has more information about College Football 26, I'll have that popping on the screen, so just click the links. And until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.